So today I'm going to tell you about one of the story that I read, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started.
Hello everyone! My name is Joyce Yemima from HC and my presence number is 19. So today I will tell you about the one of the story that I read. The title of the story is Bristol Murder. The theme of the story is crime and detective mystery. The writer of the story is Philip Bruce. Now we're gonna into the character and characteristic. The first is Peter Jones. Brave, likes to help, dares to uphold justice, and think positively. The second is John Stevens. Honest, clever, and brave. 3 is Jeff Beck. Clever, likes to steal, but also likes to help. 4 is Bob Steele. Coward, not brave, and liar. The 5 is Tommy Logan. Brave and also honest. Okay, now we're gonna do the time and place.
Okay, so now I will explain about time and place. For the place is in Bristol, a city in England. For the time, I couldn't find the specific time in this book. Now I will explain about the background of the story. It begins with Peter Jones, who worked as a driver. One day he was told to deliver biscuits to Manchester. While on the way, he met a boy named John Stevens, who asked for a ride. That's the beginnings of story Peter and John. Okay, now I will explain about the conflict. For the conflict, I will divide it into 3 main parts. The first is what problem appears. Problem about a mysterious murder that makes everyone feel scared and suspicious as the characters try to find out who the killer is. During the process, there are so many problems that happen in the story, which makes the situation more complicated. And for the second is who is involved on the problem. Okay, there are quite many characters in this story. I will explain one by one. First is John Stevens. Second is Peter Jones. And third is Bob Steele. The fourth is Jeff Beck. The fifth is police and detective, and etc. When the character focus the biggest challenge, when John and Peter make an agreement with Bob Steele to meet at the station to reveal who is the real murderer. While John waiting for Bob Steele, after a while, he doesn't see Bob Steele anywhere, but he only hearing the sound of police. That's mean Bob Steele reported John to the police, while John is being chased by the police. Okay, now I will explain the place about the climax of the story. I will divide it into 2 main questions. The first is the most intense or divisive past. Okay, in this section, I will divide it into 3 main parts. The first is at the beginning of the story, Peter meets John in the ride, and Peter chooses to help John with his problem. The second is when Peter was driving his car, where John was in the back of the car. Peter wants to protect the John by the police who was arrived in front of the car to check up all of the car. The third is when John was arrested by the police. Peter wants to help John to clear all the problem. By that we can see Peter always kind to everyone and wants to help
until it totally finished. And the character focused the biggest challenge. When John and Peter were lied to by Bob's tale, Bob said he wanted to meet at the station, but instead John was arrested by the police, and that was because Bob reported him. Okay, now we're going to the resolution. I will divide it into 3 main parts. The first is how is the problem solved. The problem is solved when the characters manage to gather enough clues to find out who is the real murderer by investigation, connecting various hidden secrets, and etc. The truth is finally revealed by who is the real murderer. The second question is what is the decision or action does the character take? See guidance, ask questions, collaborate, interview, and etc. The moral value of the story is the importance of seeking the truth, even the situation was very complicated. The story also teaches us to make a wise decision every time.